All right, welcome everybody. Thanks for being here. Yeah. Yeah, there's a few people who've never been here before, so I'll just go over the housekeeping stuff here real quick. The bathrooms are back there. There's two bathrooms. You've probably already found the food. If you haven't, please go get some. Up here at the counter, both groups have merchandise. I think. Do you have merch? Light merch tonight.
Diet merch.
He's got something. I'm not sure what it is. It might have aspartame. I'm not sure. Anyway, both of the groups have something up there that maybe you could take home. Also up there, there's a little tub that says donations, and that's how the bands get paid. So please drop a little something in there. There's also schedules of upcoming concerts. The next one is next Sunday. I believe it's Ernie Hendrickson, a singer-songwriter out of Chicago, the Chicago area. And then there's a place where you can sign up for the email list if you want me to send you emails with updates on the concerts. There is also a new donation jar for the endowment fund that we started recently. We've got a goal to get that to $100,000, the balance of it, to $100,000 by the end of this year. And right now we're just under $90,000, so we got just a little bit left to go. But if you'd like to make a donation to that, you can do it there. But also, if you want the tax deduction, I can give you the information on how to send a check to the Galesburg Community Foundation. That's who it's managed through, and that fund is something that will grow and continue to pay out the interest from it forever. So it'll allow what we're doing to continue well beyond the lifetimes of any of us who are here now. So yeah. Yeah, so that's what we've been working on. Really excited to have both John and Blame Not the Bard back again. Kind of weird how that worked out. I was actually working on a different show to put together, and John contacted me, and the other show didn't work out. But then I was talking with Nikki with Blame Not the Bard, and anyway, it all came together. So yeah. So this has apparently become an annual thing. So, alrighty. Well, I am gonna stop talking. Did I forget anything? The special shows? Well, yeah. So if you grab that schedule, you'll see a whole bunch of stuff. I don't think I've got the countries of the bands listed, but we've got some groups from Ireland, from Scotland, Spain, Ethiopia, all over the place. There's groups coming from all over, a lot of really cool stuff. One show that I'm really excited about, actually two. One's in June. It's a 71st generation kora player. So the kora is essentially an African harp, a 21-string harp. And this guy, his family, has been playing this instrument for at least 71 generations. I think there's actually a 72nd generation. But he's coming in June. And then the other one I was going to mention is the Tannehill Weavers from Scotland. This is their 50th anniversary, and really excited to have them. That'll be in September at our house. So anyway, yeah, there's a lot of really good stuff coming up. So thanks for being here. I'm going to let John do his thing.
Well, it is good to be back here again. Like John was saying, this is such a cool happenstance that this all worked out. As we were kind of getting everything finalized for booking, I was like, man, how cool is this? It's like almost a year minus a month to the date that we came out and did this, which is like so cool. So can we thank John and his family and all the wonderful work they're doing out here, having all these awesome concert series. This is absolutely amazing. This is so cool. And thank you guys for coming out again this year. I appreciate it a lot. And yes, people were asking my family. We have had our fourth kid since coming here last year. That is not something that was like surprise, okay? My wife was pregnant the last time we came out, so we're not being a continual baby factory. There's nothing in the oven right now, okay? So thank you. You can save the comments. And for the person who commented, I appreciate it. Yes, I did lose a little bit of weight since I was out here last, so thank you for somebody who noticed that. I appreciate that. Glad you think my identity's all my weight. I appreciate that. And I'll play some covers for you guys tonight, some stuff I love from the 2000s. Some songs I played for you last time, some songs I've written since being out here again. I hope you guys enjoy it. To me, condescendingly, take your seat, take your life and plot it out in black and white. Well, I never lived a dream of the crime kings and the drama queens. I'd like to thank the best of me who still had it up my sleeve. They love to telling you stay inside the lines, but something's bitter on the other side. I wanna run through the halls of my high school. I wanna scream at the top of my lungs. I just found out there's no such thing as a real world, just a lie you've got to rise above. So the good boys and girls take the so-called right track, faded by that grabbing credits and maybe transfers. Oh, they read all the books, but they can't find my answers. And all of our parents, they're getting older. I wonder if they wished for anything better. Wild in their memories, tiny tragedies. They love to tell you stay inside the line, but something's better on the other side. I wanna run through the halls of my high school. I wanna scream at the top of my lungs. I just found out there's no such thing as a real world, just a lie you've got to rise above. Invincible as long as I'm alive. I'm alive, I'm alive. Long as you're alive, you're alive. Long as you're alive, you're alive. Oh, oh, oh. Well, I wanna run through the halls of my high school. I wanna scream at the top of my lungs. I just found out there's no such thing as a real world, just a lie you've got to rise above. Now I just can't wait till that 10-year reunion. I'm gonna bust down the double doors, and when I stand on these tables before you, you will know what all this time was for.
I'm sitting under fall leaves. Oh, but nothing puts my heart at ease. Not much to show. When I turn out my pockets, what do I know about the what I need and the what I want? Yeah, I know you bound down to the one you give out of your fear to. You bow down to the one you give out of your fear to. You bow down to the one you give out of your fear to. So help me fear you. Oh. Death takes away about everything we know. Well, I'm so afraid when it's already been overcome. Do I know about the what I need and the what I want? Yeah, I know you bow down to the one you give out of your fear to. You bow down to the one you give all of your fear to. You bow down to the one you give all of your fear to. So help me fear you. Oh. To the one you give all of your fear to. You bow down to the one you give all of your fear to. You bow down to the one you give all of your fear to. So I'm fearing you. Thank you. Gone, waiting right here now for a song or for the sign or to move along. For more hours till I see dawn. Yeah. I've been sleeping all alone. waiting for a song where I know you sing along. Waiting for a song where I know you sing along. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Austin, Texas, might call my name. Yeah, it won't do nothing for my pain. Now without a song where I know you sing along. Now without a song where I know you sing along. Would you sing along? 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 Oh, when every part of me is wondering what went wrong. Shut the mouths of all the lions and the strong. When every part of me is wondering what went wrong in me. Would you shut the mouths of all the lions and the wrong? Every part of me is wondering what went wrong. Shut the mouths of all the lions and the strong. And every part of me is wondering what went wrong in me. Shut the mouths of all the liars in the room.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the preemptive clapping. I appreciate the eagerness. You don't always get eagerness when you come to crowds, so I appreciate that. All right, so the last time I came out here, guys, I'm not sure if I had started playing this song too much. And kind of the cool part is that I think God's done a lot of healing in my life, even since I've been out here last year. Last year, I was about 6 months out from leaving a church that I was working at. I think I shared the story. I worked there for 2 years, and the short of it is that I was on a time after my wife and I got married where I'd moved out from Massachusetts to Michigan and began a new life with my wife, and I was going through a lot of really hard stuff with that, where there was tension with me and my parents at that time, just over going through my early 20s, and you start to realize, oh, mom and dad didn't do everything perfectly, and you finally start to kind of think for yourself a little bit, and we had tension over that, the way that I handled that, the way that they responded to that, kind of fault on both sides. And so I got married to my wife right in the midst of all that stuff, and so I was having a really hard time being in Michigan. I felt like I was going to lose a piece of my identity by moving out there. I felt like my family was kind of like the bad family in the relationship, and that we weren't going to be seeing my family very much, or that my kids wouldn't have much relationship with them, all these different, kind of identity insecurities I was going through. And thankfully, over the course of my wife and I's first 2.5 years of marriage, the Lord just slowly started healing that in my heart, helped me to kind of naturalize in with my in-laws and with Michigan, and kind of finding new friends and a new sense of community, and not to be so isolated and bitter and confused and alone and all these different things. And so right alongside of that, I kind of think that I feel like God used to heal me with that was getting to lead worship for these camps, getting to just share Christ with these camper kids and singing worship songs to the Lord. And it's funny because I was desiring music in the original context really, really bad at that time, and yet God wasn't really making a way for that just yet. A lot of the opportunities I was getting was leading worship for kids and camp setting and everything, and for churches. And I didn't like that at first until finally I was like, wow, this is an amazing blessing. This is awesome. I'm going to push into this. And so slowly but surely, I kind of started to lean into that a little bit more. Started leading worship more often, even wanting to kind of do the on the road worship leading thing full time, and was trying to do that. That wasn't quite working out. And then COVID hit and shut down every single thing that I was working towards at that point. I just started getting plugged in with my own original music in Kalamazoo and kind of Grand Rapids and everything. And we had our first couple shows with me and a couple guys who were backing me up to kind of do a full band thing for my solo project. And we played our first 2 gigs, and then the next month was COVID. So that all got shut down real quick. As almost every artist you'll probably hear up on stage is like, yeah, we had all these big plans for 2020, and then COVID just came and screwed it all up. I feel like that's a pretty universal experience for everybody. And so I was in this interesting spot where during those first 2 years when I was really struggling a lot emotionally, with myself, with the Lord, with my wife, with my family, with my in-laws, and even struggling spiritually at that point, I didn't really feel comfortable with the idea of stepping into full-time ministry as far as being a pastor or something, even though that was something I'd dreamed about a lot during high school and college. And finally, all this healing that God did through all this kind of contract, itinerant stuff, kind of just made me more okay with this is part of how God's gifted me. I'm going to lean into this a little bit more. And so I ended up applying around for different worship positions after getting laid off in March from my job for COVID. And as it would happen, I ended up getting interviewed for a position out in northern Illinois, Lake County, just south Wisconsin border. And I was 24 at the time, which I'm only a couple years older now, but I was even more stupid back then. And so I kind of jumped to this thing. This was my first time really being considered for a more serious job instead of just working as, some dumb kid who had way too many kids way too fast or whatever and got married too young and all these different things. So I went out to Lake County, Illinois and interviewed for this position. And right off the bat, there was something in the leadership I just did not feel good about. I was just like, man, I just feel really anxious about this guy. And me being like the passive person who hated conflict at that time, I was like, oh, it's okay. It's just me being stupid. It'll be fine. I'm not going to push too hard. I hate conflict. And so they grilled me pretty hard in the interview process, but I didn't really grill them back very much. And I just kind of threw the easy solution up to God. And I was like, God, if you want me to take this position, let me get the offer. If you don't want me to take it, then don't let me get the offer. And no discernment, no wisdom engaging, nothing like that. Just kind of like a roll of the dice. And I think God honored that because he had his own purposes, but they were very painful purposes in the end. And God accomplished giving me the wisdom that I so desperately needed at that time. So I ended up going to this church that I didn't have a good feeling about in the beginning. And right off the bat, my first 2 weeks, I was like, oh my gosh, what did I do? This was such a bad decision. And I felt pretty stuck in a culture that I didn't really identify with. And, my wife and our kids had just moved, 3 hours across the country away from her family and everything that she'd ever known. And I felt kind of stuck. And so I pushed back on some of the things I didn't feel very comfortable with at first. Some cultural things. Weren't any big doctrinal issues or some sinful thing going on behind the scenes, but just attitudes, culture things I didn't appreciate, didn't feel at home with. And nothing really ever changed. And so in the end, I ended up just kind of stuffing all those emotions down for 2 years and just trying to shut up and do my job. And meanwhile, my leadership would be like, oh, John, don't pray like this. Pray like this. You're getting too heady, too preachy in your prayers. You're not up there to preach a sermon, man. You have to make people feel things. And I'm like, oh, gosh. Oh, man, this is so bad. And then we'd have regular meetings, and it would be like, hey, so people aren't clapping on the happy songs. Have you been telling the vocalists to clap on the happy songs? And I'm like, no, because I don't want to make them do that. Nah, we want them to clap, though. Okay. And I'm like, I get up, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that. And then the meeting afterwards be like, still no clapping. So weird. I thought I told you to get them clapping. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, this is so terrible. And just different things like that kind of accumulated over time. And finally, I ended up being honest in the end. And there was definitely fault on my side, sin on my side of just not being brave enough to be fully honest. But I was also trying to process things and trying to be careful where I stepped and what things that what hills I was gonna die on and which ones I was willing to. And finally, I had a conversation, and it did not go very well. It did not go very well at all. The whole thing kind of blew up in our faces, and it was a whole big 2-week thing of conflict and elders meetings that I, was not a part of, and I'd get kind of the leftovers of, yep, this is what we talked about, but don't worry about it, and don't talk to anybody about what you're feeling or what you've been going through. Shh, shut up, don't say anything. And finally, in the end, they said, listen, we're just going to tell everybody that you're feeling really led away. There's no conflict going on, just like you're feeling really led away, feeling so called somewhere else that you don't really know about just yet. And I was so tired from the whole conflict situation. I was like, sure, yes, a piece of this is that I don't feel called to do this because this has been miserable for 2 years. So I hate leading worship at this point because of what you've made it for me. So sure, yes, I'm feeling led somewhere else. And my wife, being the justice-oriented person she is, she's like, that's not true. That's not true. We're leaving because we're miserable because the culture here is miserable and the staff. And finally, we pushed back a little bit. And one of our leaders, called me. As I said, hey, listen, I wasn't, heartburnt about this at first, but after giving it some thought, we'd really like to just say, hey, listen, we're just having a difference of philosophy of ministry. Leave it real political for everybody. They're like, no, we're not going to say that. We're trying to look out for you, John. You've been lying for 2 years and not doing your job, so we're just thinking about you here. We're going to make sure that you preserve all the relationships you've had and that people don't know you've been lying for 2 years. And I was like, oh, wow. And they're like, yeah, and if we hear that, you're talking to me about this, we might just have to tell them the whole story, and that may not look too good for you. And I was like, oh, my elder is trying to blackmail me. This is fantastic. And so they made the announcement in church, and my wife started breaking down in tears and literally had to leave the room because she was so angry at the injustice going on in that moment. And after leaving that church, I'd spend months just trying to heal those things in my heart, being very, very angry and very confused. And it got to the point where day by day, right after we left, I was like, God, I can't even tell if I'm going to be a Christian after all this is said and done. And God had nothing to do with it, right, as far as the injustice part, but the people that were supposed to represent the voice of God, the leadership of God in my life, were treating us so unjustly and so unfairly that it was so hard for me to detangle that from who God actually was. And so I was very angry, very bitter. I couldn't even tell the story without cussing for like 6 months after the experience. And finally, as I was working at my new job, I just started to, this melody came to me, and these words came to me, and it was all kind of one big spew. And that's when you can tell your heart is really dealing with something, is when the song writes itself. You're like, wow, this is something I really got to say. I ended up writing all the things down, how I felt misused and abused and sometimes micromanaged, maybe manipulated, all these different things. And not manipulated, but micromanaged. And I ended up writing this song called Don't Take Me to Church. And I tell you the whole story because the Lord's healed me a lot from these things. But at the same time, when I was on tour here last year, I played this in a couple different spots, and I had people come up to me after every show and saying, man, I know exactly what that feels like. I know exactly what that feels like. And the sad part was a lot of them were actually former pastors who their leadership and even their church had turned their backs on them because of some stupid conflict that should not have broken up a family like that. And so I share this song continually, not as a point of application of, oh, the church is useless, don't go to church. No, like the church is part of God's grace to our planet, right? But at the same time, there's a lot of painful experiences that happen, and not everybody acts like the church who's a part of the church. This is called Don't Take Me to Church.
Feeling old and worn down, baby. 'Cause muscle in your seams used to drive me crazy. I fit this mold and this and that. I'm sitting, walking, talking while I have a heart attack. When every little letter that I ever do is supposed to be a song I sing right back to you. They muster up some words and spit like it's the truth. Now I can't even show my real face to you. I'm feeling cold and fed up, honey. Some of the things I did for you just weren't worth the money. Like being told, play your part, kid. Get them clapping to and forgive them something they can rock with. When every little letter that I ever do is supposed to be a song I sing right back to you. They muster up some words and spit like it's the truth. So now I can't even show my real face to you. So don't take me to church if this is all it's worth. Let me be, let me be, let me be. Don't take me to church if this is all you're worth. Let me see something more than the lights, more than a stage, more than a guy who knows just when and what to say. More than a fight, more than a phrase, more than I better get there clean before Sunday. John, you better get that clean before Sunday. My story's told, so what now? Well, talking pain don't fix a thing, it just airs it out. My story's told, will anyone give a shred? When some of these things out for some candles, I'll arrange a bed. Oh, 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 when every little letter that I ever do is supposed to be a song I sing right back to you. They must have some words and spit like it's the truth. So now I can't even show my real face to you. So don't take me to church if this is all it's worth. Let me be, let me be, let me be. Don't take me to church, this is all you're worth. Let me see something more than the lights, more than a stage, more than a guy who knows just when and what to say, more than the fights, more than a phrase, more than I better get there clean before Sunday, more than I better get there clean before Sunday. John, you better get there clean before Sunday. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. More than I better get that clean before Sunday. More than I better get that clean before Sunday. John, you better get that clean before Sunday.
So it's really cold outside right now. Might be an inappropriate tune to play right now. It's just a summer drive tune, but maybe it can help us all vicariously kind of step outside of this cold winter room and be able to remember that the trees and the sun, the grass will come back, believe it or not, even though in the Midwest, I feel like 75% of the time it's gray and cloudy, even when it's supposed to be sunny in the springtime, but that's okay. There's a little song that my wife and I got to really enjoy after leaving the church and finding some healing by getting to go on a road trip with our kids, getting to play shows all across the Midwest back in the summer of 2022, getting to reconnect with our old church back in Kalamazoo, friends all across the Midwest and Northeast. It's a song called Nothing to Find.
Let's take a ride down to the coast. You and I with nothing to know. Let's take a ride down to the sunrise. You and I with nothing to find. With nothing to find. With nothing to find. Let's take a ride to somewhere old. Know just how much we've grown. Let's take a ride, just you and me. All the ways that we used to be. With nothing to find. With nothing to find. nothing to fight, with nothing to fight. Take a ride to somewhere safe, familiar as a warm embrace. So I've been needing to shed this skin, oh. I've been needing to let it all in. I've been needing to shed this skin, oh. I've been needing to let it all in, yeah. With nothing to find, with nothing to find, with nothing to find, ooh, with nothing to find, with nothing to find. You guys got one more on you? Is that okay? All right. All right. So since I came out here last, I ended up writing a song for my lovely wife. Some of you guys have met her. I know we got lots of questions about my wife and kids. They did not come out this time. They were actually probably all asleep by now. It's just Eastern time. Except for my wife, because she works way too hard. She's probably cleaning something right now instead of going to bed like she should. And so I just got to do the run of shows by myself this past weekend. We do that. We do a lot of traveling together, but I've been doing a lot more like just normal gigs, playing at pubs and restaurants and all that kind of stuff, and been a lot of one-off stuff. And so this weekend too, just kind of made it a little easier financially, as well as me not going crazy, my kids not going crazy, my wife not going crazy, just to be like, just go do it and just come back, and we'll see when you get back. And I was like, thank you, sounds good. So I was telling John today, I had this like pre-homesick anxiety where I was like, oh man, I feel so bad. Like I don't want to leave my wife and my kids. They're so cute. I love them. They also drive me, not my wife. My wife doesn't drive me nuts. My kids drive me nuts sometimes. Don't want to get in trouble with my wife. She might have my side of the bed blocked off if that gets onto air when I get home. John, do not comment my wife, please. And so, but it was actually really good. I was like, Leah, listen, I'm going to give you and your sister some money so she can come help you with the kids. You guys can go out for coffee, go out to the movies. It'll be great. And it was really good for me too. I'm a person, I think I need a lot of alone time just to kind of process and know what the heck is going on in my head. And having 4 kids and working full-time and part-time, and your wife working heavy part-time does not leave a lot of time for going, what am I feeling right now? And so some long drives alone in the car made for really good personal reflection, getting to pray, think, listen to music I haven't listened to in a long time. It was really good. But kind of a funny story. So my wife is back home, and I'm going to play this in her honor. It's all about her. It's a song called New York Campus. And for those of you who don't know, my wife and I met at a Bible college in upstate New York called Word of Life Bible Institute back in 2016. And the funny part about this song is I was playing at Firekeepers Casino in Battle Creek, Michigan. Not the sinful part of the casino, the non-sinful part, the event room part of the casino for somebody's birthday or some other crap. And the funny part about those rooms is they're so big and boomy and there's so much background noise. You could literally make up a song on the spot and not even be enunciating the words as you're making it. People are like, oh, that sounds so good. It sounds really, really good. You're so talented. I'm like, thank you. I practiced that really, really hard. And it's like I was totally improvising that the whole time, and you have no idea. And that's actually how I started writing this song. I was playing this really simple progression, and I ended up kind of finding this little melody, and it ended up fleshing itself out into a song. I was going, yes, this is about how my wife and I met in our Bible college.
The biggest thing about the Adirondacks in New York is there is plenty of stuff to do outdoors, right? There's like lakes to swim in, boating, kayaking, cliff jumping, which is you're not supposed to do. It's probably illegal, but you do it anyways. And lots of fun stuff to do. But as far as like typical college things of like, hey, let's go see a movie or whatever, all that stuff is like 45 minutes away. So it was a big deal for us. We all got to hop in to the one person who had a car, because none of us had cars, to drive 45 minutes south to go to Glens Falls because we were going to Walmart, man. And it was like, yes, finally, get to go do some nightlife. This is awesome. And so that was the kind of place my wife and I met, just the middle of nowhere. And so that's kind of the backdrop of how we met. And so there's this little line at the end of the song, and some people I think find it touching, some people find it funny. It's 100% true. The biggest deal for you as a Word of Life Bible Institute college student was if somebody was picking up a chicken bacon ranch pizza from the Mobile gas station. Mobile gas station pizza was like the pizza place on campus. And so there's a little part where I get to the end of the song where I say, I thank God for some mobile pizza, because without him would I ever meet you. And so that's the little story behind it. My wife and I met in the middle of nowhere, and we have such fond memories of walking all around the New York campus, just getting to know each other, hearing about her mom, her dad, her grandfather, me sharing about my family, all my dreams and hopes, and just a beautiful, beautiful place to fall in love and wonderful memories we have. It's called New York campus.
There you are, walking so slowly. For 20 years you don't even know me. You hop right in the seat right behind me. That 12-seat van driving down Lake Street. I'm in my own world now. Friends in droves, a mini golf, get down. You walk along, finding your own crowd. Don't even know where prayer answered right now. 'Cause at 21, life is just begun. And at 22, time goes along with you. We're not the older ones to say what is good for you, but we're not the only ones to dream of the lovely view. Step it up, I'm catching those little smiles. New York campus, tell me what's a couple miles. When I'm with you, we talk your dad, we talk your mom and papa too. I'm holding on to all of these moments as if I was holding you. 'Cause at 21, life has just begun. And at 22, time goes along with you. We're not the older ones to say what is good for you, but we're not the only ones to dream of the lovely view. Can you see it? Can you? Thank God for that summer concert. I thank God shutdown options. I thank God for some mobile pizza. It's really good. 'Cause without them, would I ever meet you? And I thank God for that summer concert. I thank God for the shutdown options. And I thank God for some mobile pizza. 'Cause without them, would I ever meet you? Without them, would I ever meet you?
Thank y'all so much. Appreciate you guys. Hopefully we'll be seeing each other again soon. If you guys want to keep up with everything that's going on, there's a little QR code back there. I have light diet merch this time because I've been really busy doing a lot of stuff where I can't really sell merch. And you guys were so wonderful that on my first tour, I pretty much almost sold out of all my CDs that I did. So we needed the money really bad, so now I haven't reordered the CDs just yet. So anyway, there's the QR code. It has links to Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff. I know some artists hate on streaming really bad. I don't care. You can stream my songs. I don't feel gypped by that. So it's okay. Links to my website as well if you want to join the email list. And there's pins and buttons back there. If you want to take a pin, take a button, you want to throw a couple bucks in the box, whatever. Pay what you want. It's cool. Love you guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time, okay? Oh my gosh, you know what's so funny? What's her Gina Nance? Is that her name? She always comments on that. She's like, when are you gonna release that song? It was so good. I was like, maybe like an Instagram exclusive or something like that. Yeah. I don't have that leverage this time either though. Yeah. I know. It's always a competition. Like, do I be cool or do I feel good? You know? You know a band Thousand Foot Crutch? You heard of them? Okay, so I saw them at a Christian festival in New Hampshire when I was a teenager, and it was like freaking 85, 9 degrees out. Trevor McNeven, all black with a black jean jacket. I'm like, you are nuts. I was like, it's not worth it, man. Everybody knows you're cool already. You've earned your cool points.
Yeah, right. Your cool preceded your jacket.
Yeah.
right, everyone, keep those hands going. We're going to do a fiddle solo. Here we go. All right, it's only fair. We're going to do one with just you and the tin whistle. Are you ready? All right, thank you very much. Give it up to our friends here at the Champaign Academy of Irish Dance one more time. I feel awkward because I feel like, we're such close friends here. I guess we're glad to be back here at Bishop Hill.
Hi, everybody.
I feel awkward because I feel like I was going to introduce ourselves, but like we met pretty much everyone, so like it'd be a little bit like, "Hi, we're William at the bar," and you'd be like, "Yeah, we know." So, as John was saying earlier, like it's really fun to this is our somewhat unofficial tradition of the first show of every year we come to Bishop Hill, and it's it's really exciting because it allows us to debut everything we've worked on for the last couple months, all the things that we've had on the not quite show ready. Usually come around the first of the year. So we're really excited to share a couple tunes with you guys that are the first time we've ever played them live. We'll be right in front of you guys. And as Nikki likes to say, this is like the most prepared we've been in the years that we've been a band.
That's right.
Like we put in the most work during the off season, if you will. So we not just like one or two new tunes. We've actually got a good handful of them.
So now it's a bucket of nerves because we're actually really trying hard up here. I know. That's a dangerous gamble, though.
Yeah, including this next tune, which is a little bit of a rework of one that we've done before. Rare Old Mountain Dew is nothing new there, but we paired it with a whole new tune set at the end that we've kind of woven into it. And this is just, if you don't follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, now's a good time to do so because we're starting our second season of what we call Songs and Stories, which is where we like to tell the stories behind the songs that we sing on stage, including this next one, which was actually when we were in Ireland in September. We recorded this song in Galway, which is where which is the kind of the setting of this tune. This tune's called "The Rare Old Mountain Dew," and years ago, before Dublin and Cork became the centers of Irish whiskey, there was a period of time in the 1800s where Galway produced the most Irish whiskey in the entire world. Came out of Galway, so that's why this song is kind of Galway based, called "The Rare Old Mountain Dew." Hi, diddle light dum, diddle light dum, diddle doo da diddle light day. Hi, diddle light dum, diddle light dum, diddle doo da diddle light day. Hi, diddle light dum, diddle light dum, diddle doo da diddle light day. Hi, diddle light dum, diddle light dum, diddle doo da diddle light day. Let the grasses grow and the waters flow in a free and easy way, and give me enough of the rare old stuff that's made near Galloway Bay. Come gougers all from Donegal, Sligo and Leitrim too. We'll give them the slip and we'll take a sip of the bucket full of Mountain Dew. Hi, diddle-light-dum, diddle-light-dum, diddle-doo-da-diddle-light-day. Hi, diddle-light-dum, diddle-light-dum, diddle-doo-da-diddle-light-day. There's a neat little still at the foot of the hill where the smoke curls up from the sky, and the whiff of the smell you can plainly tell there's Ponchain brewing nearby. Well, it fills the air with a perfume rare that betwixt both me and you. As home a roll, we'll drink a bowl or a bucket full of Mountain Dew. Hi, diddle-light-dum, diddle-light-dum, diddle-doo-da-diddle-light-day. Hi, diddle-light-dum, diddle-light-dum, diddle-doo-da-diddle-light-day. Learned men who have used the pen have wrote your praises high, of sweet poteen from Ireland's cream distilled from wheat and rye. Go away with your pills and your kill all ills, be a pagan Christian or two. coat of grease up your throat with a bucket full of Mountain Dew. Hi, diddle-light-a-dum, diddle-light-a-dum, doo-da-diddle-light-day. Hi, diddle-light-a-dum, diddle-light-a-dum, doo-da-diddle-light-day. All right, Bishop Hill, let's see those hands going. I did a la dum, did a la dum, did a do da did la day. I did a la dum, did a la dum, did a do da did la day. I did a la dum, did a la dum, did a do da did la day. I did a la dum, did a la dum, did a do da did la day. I did a la dum, did a la dum, did a do da did la day. I did a la dum, did a la dum, did a do da did la day. Oh, thank you very, very much. Now, not everything we have is a new tune. We've got a few of our old favorites as well, including this one, which I'm sure most of you guys know the what to do on this song. See a lot of friendly faces in the audience. So if I raise my fist in the air like this,
Hey,
there's one.
John remembers what to do.
that'll catch on.
All right. So now that everyone's had a refresher, now normally if I raise my fist in the air like this, that's when we need a hey. All right?
Okay, all right. I know it's our first gig of the year, but is it your first gig of the year too?
It's been a long, long
I
winter.
know, it's been a long winter. Did you guys also get like 2 feet of snow out here? Oh, it was wild, wasn't it?
Of course, everyone did.
Yeah, so we're going to shake the snow off our boots. Let's try that again.
All right, so if I raise my fist in the air like this, there we go. Much better. This little tune called The Rambling Rover. Not a lot of rambling you can do through the snowbanks. You can only get a couple feet through before you run out of motivation to ramble. And drunk as barely 20, there are men of over 90 who have never yet kissed a girl. But give me a rambling rover, or mark me down to Dover. We will roam the country over, together we'll face the world. All right, here comes your first one. Are you ready? Hey! Vain enjoyment from merciless employment. Their ambition was this deployment from the minute they left their school. And they saved and scraped and pondered, while the rest go out and squander. See the world and rove and wonder. Happier as a rule. Oh, they're sober men of plenty, and drunk is barely 20. There are men of over 90 who have never yet kissed a girl. Give me a rambling rover, from Orkney down to Dover. We will roam the country over, and together we'll face the world. All right, let me hear you. Here we go. Roam through all the nations, and delighted all creation. I've enjoyed a wee sensation when the company did through gun. Their parting was no pleasure, or drink another measure to the good friends that we treasure, for they always are on our mind. The sober man of plenty, and drunk is barely 20. rambling rover. From Orkney down to Dover, we will roam the country over, and together we'll face the world. Here we go. But with arthritis and your bowels of colitis, see you gallop a ball of chitis, and you're thinking it's time you die. You've been a man of action. By lying there in traction, you can gain some satisfaction. Think of bullocks, at least I tried. Sober man of plenty, and drunk with barely 20. There are men of over 90 who have never yet kissed a girl. Give me a rambling rover, from Orkney down to Dover. One more time, a cappella. Here we go. Up. Oh, the sober man of plenty, and drunk is barely 20. There are men of over 90 who have never yet kissed a girl. Give me a rambling rover, from Orkney down to Dover. We will roam the country over, and one last time for good measure. Sober man of plenty, and drunk is barely 20. There are men of over 90 who have never yet kissed a girl. Give me a rambling rover, from Orkney down to Dover. We will roam the country over, and together we'll face the world. One last time on the haze. Here we go. Oh, I thank you very much. Thank you very much. So this next tune is written by our very own Dan Vaughn. He's the gentleman over here in between guitar and flute and tin whistle and all the other things.
We tried to get him to bring a harmonica, but he said no.
Yeah, we're only 4 more instruments away before he gets a free submarine sandwich. It's a punch card situation. But Dan is very well known for writing instrumental tunes, and this is another instrumental tune. It's got a couple different names. Well, it's actually 3 different tunes, so it has 3 different names, and we can never remember 2 of the names. So we just call it by the one we remember, which is Until the Sun Rises. Dan Vaughn on the tin whistle there.
Now, you may have noticed on our first set of the evening, we invited some very special guests up with us, and they were with the Champaign Academy of Irish Dance. And yeah, let's give it up for them real quick. And they're based in North Liberty, but if that commute is too far for you, they are also, I believe, have classes right here, literally right here. So
Like
if
in
you
the same room.
Yes, yes. So if you are feeling so inspired to become an Irish dancer, you can talk to Treya over here, who is the person wrangling and wearing the gray t-shirt, if you or your loved one would like to participate in Irish dance. And with that, we're actually going to play an original song by Corey Baker, who's this guy back here, if you didn't know.
Yes.
And then the dancers are actually going to come back up and do a jig at the end of it.
Yeah, so we're playing this song as a wish. The song takes place in springtime, so we're trying to really will the spring into existence here, right? So we decided we'll sing a song about spring. It takes place in the first week of May in Ireland, which is definitely warmer than 32 degrees outside.
It's a little bit of a tragic song, though.
Yes, it's a very sad song about a poor dairy farmer who had all of his milk stolen from him.
You guys don't sound sad enough. I'd like to put this in. Thank
That's
you.
a bad thing.
But let me truly put it in context here, right? This means no more Lucky Charms for breakfast.
Oh, no.
No more cheese curds and no more ice cream.
Oh,
I know.
all right.
Now I feel like you're understanding
Now
the
you
situation
understand
that we're
why
in.
all the milk being gone is a big deal. And so we followed the trials and tribulations of this poor farmer. The tune's called The Old Hags of Mayday. 'Twas in the county Mayo, May Day in Glenamoy. Jack Kelly came a-walking out, his milk cows to deploy. But when he got down to the barn, he let out an awful cry.
All right, let's hear your awful no ice cream cry.
It's not that bad.
Well, it's that bad.
Yes, it is.
Now drop a milk for me, me cow, it has gone dry. Oh me, oh my, what trouble could there be? The hags, the bags, the scallywags have taken it from me. Oh me, oh my, what trouble could there be? The hags, the bags, the scallywags have taken it from me. Jack called upon an expert, from Beldering was he, and inspecting on the herd he says no problem could I see. Jack knew there was much more to this, he knew just what he saw. When he woke up on that May Day and all the milk was gone. Oh me, oh my, what trouble could there be? The hags, the bags, the scallywags have taken it from me. So we called upon the father, who was wise in many ways, and he told them of the ladies old with magic, so they say. On May Day in the morning, they'll take on another form, where they'll steal your milk and butter so early in the morn. Oh me, oh my, what trouble could there be? The hags, the bags, the scallywags have taken it from me. Jack rose up in the morning, in the barn he found a hare. Wounded but do not kill her, just give that hare a scare. Then Jack paid the hag a visit down in her country home, and she was hobbling on one leg while the cows were left alone. Oh me, oh my, what trouble could there be? The hags, the bags, the scallywags have taken it from me. So if you're a dairy farmer, come listen to these words, and don't dismiss the fables or anything that you've heard. Take marigolds and buttercups before the 1st of May. and scatter them around to keep the Cali at bay. Oh me, oh my, what trouble could there be? The hags, the bags, the scallywags have taken it from me. Oh me, oh my, what trouble could there be? The hags, the bags, the scallywags have taken it from me.
So if you do already follow us on social media, we're going to behave roughly like a little kid about this because it's so exciting. What do little kids do on their birthday? They tell everybody, right? And today, I'm so excited to announce we are 9, which, yeah, right? It's almost 10, which I know. I'm really excited. And actually, it was on this day, like specifically on January 28th in 2015, we played our very first open mic. It was in Waterloo.
Yes.
I know.
I had a lot less gray hair back then.
It's true. And we took ourselves very seriously. And this next song that we're going to play was actually one of the very first tunes. This was one of our open mic tunes, which is why last year when we recorded our album, we really wanted to capture this as a moment in time. And so we did. We recorded our take on this next tune then, and then approximately 5 weeks later, we completely changed it because why not release a CD that's no longer anything like how you sound?
So what we're saying is if you really like this next tune, you can buy our album and be disappointed because it won't be the same tune. It'll have the same name, but it's a completely different arrangement. But yes, as Nikki said, we played this song for the first time 9 years ago, and it has gone through a lot of changes, which you would hope so after 9 years. So this is our most current take on a little tune called My Son John. My son John was tall and slim, and he had a leg for every limb. But now he's got no legs at all, for he can't run a race with a cannonball. Do-rum-die, fall-a-diddle-die, whack, fall-a-diddle-diddle-do-rum-die. Oh, were you drunk or were you blind when you left your 2 fine legs behind? Or was it walking up on the sea? Took your legs from the ground to the knee. Do-rum-die, fall-a-diddle-die, whack for the do-rum-die. Corey Baker, everyone. No, I wasn't drunk and I wasn't blind when I left my 2 fine legs behind. big cannonball on the 5th of May. Tore my 2 fine legs from the knees away. Do-rum die, on the little die, whack for the do-rum die. I was tall and I was slim and I had a leg for every limb. But now I've got no legs at all, 'cause you can't run a race with a cannonball. Do-rum die, on the diddle die, whack for the do-rum die. Foreign wars I do proclaim between Don John and the King of Spain, and I'd rather have my legs where they used to be than the King of France and his whole navy. Do-rum die, on the little die, whack for the do-rum die. For I was tall and I was slim and I had a leg for every limb. Alright, so we're going to need your help with this part. Got a little bit of a vocal line that goes along with this. It's not too bad, just all you need to know is la, la da da da. It'll go like this. Here we go. La, la da da da, la da da da. Pretty easy, right? Give it a try. La, la da da da, la da da da.
You can get your hands in the mix.
La, la da da da, la da da da. One last time. La, la da da da, la da da da.
Ready, here we go.
right, one more time with that vocal part. Here we go. La, la, da, da, da. La, da, da, da. La, la, da, da, da. La, da, da, da. Beautiful, Illinois. La, la, da, da, da. La, da, da, da. One last time. La, la, da, da, da. La, da, da, da. Speed this fiddle up a little bit. Here we go. Hop, hop. Here we go. Here we go. Hop, hop, hop. Give it up for Nikki there on the fiddle.
Oh, thank you. And to think I was cold earlier.
And to think, yes. If you're ever cold in the winter, just play the fiddle really fast.
Easy enough, right?
It's like when they're trying to like use a stick and a bow to make a fire. It's very similar. So this next tune is an instrumental that's actually written by Corey Baker back here for one. Yeah. But in typical Corey fashion, he named it something that was impossible to pronounce. so this song is written in 5 basically, and so Corey was trying to work that into the title. So he came to us and said, "I wrote this tune, this little ditty. I call it Quinary
skip.
Quinary skip."
Only because pentamerous meanderings didn't roll off the tongue.
Yeah. So we went with quinary skip, which also doesn't roll off the tongue.
So we call it 5-hop.
Yes. So we call it 5-hop because that's a lot easier than tongue-tied song.
Yeah. We try to be colloquial.
Oh, thank you.
Corey Baker on that one.
Thank you very much.
So kind of as we mentioned at the top, there's that one was the first time we've ever performed it in public.
That's true.
And same with this next tune. This next set of tunes is also the first time we played it in front of a live audience. And I mean that other than our dogs at home.
The dogs love it, though.
The dogs couldn't care
They never
less.
said they didn't.
Yeah. They haven't protested yet.
Yes. And we have beagles, so they're pretty talkative when they don't like something. All right, so this next set of tunes is actually, Dan and I are in another band as well called Sorsha. And last summer, Dan came to me with all these tunes to learn for that band, and I swear every one of them was written by a whistle player, which makes sense that those would be his favorite tunes. And the way I could tell they were all written by whistle players is that they were exceedingly difficult on the fiddle. They didn't make any sense. And so I kind of bustled through it. And eventually what I learned, though, is I love playing in 7. And it's just got such a cool vibe. So this first tune that we're going to play is, it's a Mike McGoldrick tune, right? I'm still learning my whistle players, everybody. Ask me about fiddlers, I got you. So it's a Mike McGoldrick tune, and then we're going to follow that up by a Brian Finnegan tune, which is another famous whistler. And then I had to get back at Dan somehow. So the next tune, or the third tune in the set, was written by Laura Wilkie, who is a phenomenal Scottish fiddler. So we have no name for it. We kind of call it the Queen of Rangoon set. But basically, it's 3 tunes Nikki really likes. It's that set.
Yeah. That's the name of it on our set list.
Isn't it cool?
Thank you very much. All right, so we're going to need your help with this next one again. You've seen Dan's pretty good at writing instrumental tunes. So we gave Dan the task. We're like, all right, we want you to write a song with words. And what he came up with wasn't really word as much of a syllable. So this next section has a vocal component that we're going to need your help on. I'll teach it to you now, though. So you got two options if you want the standard version or the more adventurous version. So the standard version is give me a pitch. There we go.
You got to go low, remember.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention in class.
Oh, there we go. Like we said, first time we've played this one live. So if you want the standard version, it's just a really easy scale. It goes do, and if you want the more adventurous version, Nikki can lead you in that.
Oh, I'll try. I'm a really good fiddle player, so forgive me. All right, so you're going to start up high. There we go. All right, I hear my friends. You guys are brave. Sing it out. And we're going to go down. Okay, yeah, we'll do it all together. There we go.
We need each other.
I told you I'm a really good fiddler. All right, so we've got...
Solidarity.
That's okay.
All right, we'll
That's
do it.
okay.
We'll do both together.
We're gonna do them at the same time.
We're gonna do both of those lines at the same time.
Let's try it.
So
Let's
we'll go
try
like
it.
this.
Take your
Ready?
pick.
Beautiful. All right.
Not bad.
So this is a tune Dan wrote called Gloria. That vocal part will come in kind of the middle section. We'll let you know when it's coming. But for now, it'll be some pretty instrumentals. right, here comes that vocal part. Are you guys ready? One more time. Keep it going. Dan Vaughn on the tune writing credits there.
Oh, it's so nice to play these songs in front of people again. I was beginning to wonder if I was just thinking crazy thoughts for thinking that that was such a pretty tune. And so it's, I know, right? So I know it's a school night or a work night, or maybe not if you're lucky. Do you guys have time for one more tune? Do you have time for two more tunes? Okay, because if you're not, like, we'll go home. What if one of them's like kind of a long one tune and the other one's like a quick one? Okay, all right. I think we have their permission. John, do we have your permission to go a little over time? By the way, everybody, let's give it up for John Hayes earlier. Oh, yeah. Absolutely lovely music, though I must say I agree. I was a little sad that the amazing Buy My Merch song didn't make the cut this time. So
very
we'll have to talk about that for next. I think we should just make this an annual tradition, and we'll talk about it for next year. And also, let's give it up to the fine folks here at Bishop Hill Creative Commons, and especially John Taylor back here. And not on this one, but on the last song, we'll also bring back our friends from Champaign Academy of Irish Dance. So you guys have one more break song, and then we're going to bring you guys back up to end things a little rowdy.
Yep. All right, so this is a tune that we started to take out into the world last year. It's actually kind of not the title track of our album, but it's one of the more memorable ones of our new CD, which we dropped in. We released it in August of last year, so it wasn't done when we were here last year, but
That's right.
It is done now if you want to pick up a copy of it. And this one is called Drink. Well, in Dublin town, we all wander round. You say we have no cares in the world, sir, and there are no jobs, so to get a few bobs, well, half of Dublin city's on the dole, sir. And you ask me why we always smile, and why we sing and dance into the night, sir, with our twisted grins and our wagging chins, and why we never walk in a straight line, sir. Well, it's drink, drink, the country's on the brink. You know a man's life isn't long, sir, and the time has passed, so if you fill my glass, I'll paint a bit of Dublin in a song, sir. Paint a bit of Dublin in a song. Now we've got market bars for the early jars to cure the heebie-jeebies and the shakes, sir. And the whole year's gone, so we'll drink on and on. Then it's back to the business of the day, sir, where the problems of the world will all unfurl. But nobody admits to being wrong, sir. They'll just argue blind until closing time about the government, the buses, and the bombs, sir. So it's drink, drink, the country's on the brink. You know a man's life isn't long, sir, and the time has passed, so if you fill my glass, I'll paint a bit of Dublin in a song, sir. Paint a bit of Dublin in a song. Now the Dublin bus, it's a joke to us. In the now of old we call them UFOs, sir, and we all look well, 'cause we walk like hell. We're the healthiest city on the dole, sir, 'cause the buses can strike whenever they like. And when they run, they hardly run at all, sir. They only cough and sputter, and they stagger and stutter. They move along by clinging to the wall, sir. So it's drink, drink, the country's on the brink. You know a man's life isn't long, sir, and the time has passed, so if you fill my glass, I'll paint a bit of Dublin in a song, sir. Paint a bit of Dublin in a song. Now we've a government that's an ornament, and most of them have nothing for a brain, sir. They've got an IQ rate like a garden gate, and they couldn't run a puddle down the drain, sir. But they'll wave and smile and they'll kiss your child. They'll promise you the earth, the moon, and stars, sir. But when it comes to the crunch, we'll find the whole bunch drinking Bloody Marys in the bars, sir. So it's drink, drink, the country's on the brink. You know a man's life isn't long, sir, and the time has passed, so if you fill my glass, I'll paint a bit of Dublin in a song, sir. Paint a bit of Dublin in a song. Now beneath Cleary's clock, we got an awful shock. Near enough to where Nelson tumbled down, sir. Mr. Smurf built a bath in memory of his dad, and in it put a lady there to drown, sir. And they're putting up a spike, you can call it what you like. Only an idiot could have planned it, sir. It's like a big thumbtack, like a needle in the stack, like a pimple on the arse of our planet, sir. So let's drink, drink to the phallus on the plinth. You know a man's life isn't long, sir, and the time has passed, so if you fill my glass, I'll paint a bit of Dublin in a song, sir. Paint a bit of Dublin in a song. So here's a health to the rats, to the horrors and the bats, pink elephants, leprechauns and spiders, to the things that crawl on the kitchen wall, and the things that go bump in the night, sir. And to conclude, here's a health to you for helping me to decorate the table, sir. Now if you'll ever pay for our takeaway, then I'll I'll finish this song while I'm able, sir. So let's drink, drink to the country's on the brink. You know the man's life isn't long, sir, and the time has passed. So if you fill my glass, I'll paint a bit of Dublin in a song, sir. Paint a bit of Dublin in a song. Yes, it's drink, drink, the country's on the brink. You know a man's life isn't long, sir, and the time has passed like an empty glass. And that's a bit of Dublin in a song, sir. That's a bit of Dublin in a song. Alrighty, everyone, we're on the home stretch. Just gotta get ourselves pumped up for one last time through. One last time with the flute and the fiddle. Are you ready? Thank you very much. Nicky Philbrick on the fiddle, Dan Vaughn over there on the tin whistle, Corey Baker back here on guitar and kick drum.
All right, and as promised for this last song, we are going to bring up our friends from Champaign Academy of Irish Dance at the very end of it. Let's everybody give a preliminary round of applause for the dancers. Little encouragement. And we just want to say thank you. You know, Andrew and I were part of starting this band 9 years ago. I'm going to try really hard not to cry because this is just incredible. To get to do the thing I love with the person I love the most in this world. What an honor, right? Aww. I know.
Aww.
And it is truly a privilege, though, because of, you know, the friends we get to make along the way, and all of you included in that. I can't imagine a better place to spend our 9th birthday as a band than right here in Bishop Hill. So thank you all. You have been so lovely.
Thank you for being part of our journey for the last 9 years, and we
Yes.
look forward to many more years to come. But for now, we will leave you with The Leaving of Liverpool.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, it's you.
You'd think after 9 years she would know how to work this thing.
It's been a long winter.
Fare thee well to you, my own true love. I am sailing so far, far away. Now I am bound for California, yea, but I know that I'll return someday. So fare thee well, my own true love. When I return, united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. Now I am on board a Yankee ship. Davy Crockett is her name, and that Burgess is the captain of her, and they say that she's a floating shame. So fare thee well, my own true love. When I return, united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. Now I have sailed with Burgess once before. I think that I know him right well. For if a man is a sailor, he will get along. If not, he's in a floating hell. So fare thee well, my own true love. When I return, united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. Oh, the sun is in the harbor now. I think that I should remain, for I know it'll be a long, long time before I will see you again. So fare thee well, my own true love. And when I return, united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. So fare thee well, my own true love. When I return, united we will be. It's not the leaving of Liverpool that grieves me, but my darling, when I think of thee. Give it up to the dancers here.
Thank you so much, everybody. We are Blame Not the Bard. We will stick around for a bit. We've got some T-shirts and CDs for sale. And please make sure to support John Hayes as well, all the way out here from Michigan. He has a longer drive than we do, so be kind to him. All right, thank you so much, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Yes, you can.